Welcome back to another day. You got me and Colton today. Hillbilly's in the shop working. We got Steve filming. It's your typical Monday. So the boss is at home with the kids. We're working on a Jeep JL. I believe it's like a 2020 or something. Anyways, you guys might remember this from the Tread Lightly giveaway. We're gonna chop the B-pillars. It's only been like 6 months since we've needed to do it, but we're gonna get it done.
This is a little different than the Jeep we did on that recovery. I actually get to drive this one.
This thing has been beat. What we're gonna do is I've got the half doors on. This is our B-pillar chop kit. So we've got to get the seats out of here. Got to do a few other things. We're gonna use some tape, make a line, and cut that B-pillar off. So we've got some welding blankets, some spark paper, all the good stuff to protect it. This is a removable B-pillar, so you can put it back on. So we're gonna weld this one on the bottom, this one on the top, so it pins in. And we can bolt it back up to the cage. We'll start by getting the seats out, getting it all protected, get some tape, then we're gonna pull the doors and show you guys how to do this.
We got it all unbolted. I'm gonna pull this first seat. Voila. Now the passenger.
All right, so it's a good thing we didn't like cut this without these doors. This is down just a little bit. We'll go through and make a slight adjustment here in a little bit. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it straight on the back door. Literally just gonna mark it out. And then like I said, we'll raise that door up, going through, making sure it's flat and straight. I got an idea. All right, so we got smart, and I just decided to go get my laser level. Look at how far off I was gonna be. It's the perfect cut. I'm gonna get this side. This is gonna throw sparks out towards you. All right, it looks like all we got now is just a little bit of the inner. I'm just gonna hop in here and cut it straight through. Super high strength because it's basically this is your roll cage in a factory vehicle. So took a little bit to cut it through, but we got it, and it is fairly decent. We'll probably grind it up. Right here is high strength steel. It's actually double layered, and then you've got this piece that's high strength steel. Cool. So you can see it's just a little bit smaller so that we can weld it all up. It's like as if they knew what they were doing. Good job, GenRight. So in case you guys are curious, this is a GenRight B-pillar cut kit. I'm gonna have to grind that top one down a little bit because it's pushing up to where our bolt holes don't want to line up. We'll take the thickness of the metal off of this side. And all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go mark it, and we'll grind it, and this side will be ready to weld up. I just want to mark the thickness. That's how much I'm gonna have to grind off so that we have room. So now if I had a belt grinder, I would just push this up against the belt grinder and eat it. Totally grind all of this off, but we don't. All right, now you can see, I'm just gonna trim that little baby amount off. All right, so I've got it all cut all the way around. Now what I'm gonna do is just belt grind the paint off so that when I weld it, we don't have any issues. Now, as you can see, it'll be just like that to where I can just weld it up. Now that we have the pillar itself, we have the cut ground. I'm gonna grind up this piece that's still connected to the Jeep. All right, we got this all ground up, but before we do any welding, we're gonna go and cut the other side off. So I've got my laser beam locked because I don't want this to be level. That's level. It's not what we want. We want it to lock in to the plane of the doors. So see that? Right on the money. That is dead on our laser beam. All right, we're gonna take this over to the bench, do the same thing as we did on the other side. Look at it, like it was meant to be. We'll grind this down in the center real quick. Haha, victory. That is like, I don't think you're getting any better than that.
Good.
So the only other B-pillar cut that I've done was on Mischief Maker for Holly, but I actually took and reused her B-pillar cut. All right, this one's pretty dang good. So I'm just gonna grind up all the paint surfaces. All right, so Hillbilly's back from lunch. So him and Steve are gonna go over and show you what he's been up to this morning on a bedside over in the shop.
Okay, so I had to do another bedside. It's creased real bad right there. Once again, cheaper and quicker to do a bedside than it is trying to fix that hard crease. I went through, grinded all the spot welds to get the panel off. They are now painted with weld through primer. I got to scuff up the inside of the new panel, spray it with the E-coat, test fit it, clean the spots where I'm going to be spot welding, pull it back off, put glue down, and then spot welded. Because this bedside is held on with glue and spot welds. Just got some red Scotch-Brite. We're not trying to sand it to bare metal or anything. We're just scuffing the shininess so that way the E-coat will stick to it like it's supposed to.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this tacked, then we're gonna go get the other pillar and we're gonna set it in place. Make sure that the plates are fully flat together when I weld them so that there's no gaps. So they fit right in, bolt up, flat, looks super nice. All right, I've got that tacked. Now I'm gonna grind this all flat, make sure that the other panel will sit flush on it, and then we'll bring the pillar over and get that thing tacked into place. So we're gonna set the bolts in just so that we make very, very sure this is lined up. I think it's going to work. Ah, it's just melting. I'm gonna try to get it to where I can pull it off and go over on the bench and weld this. But I don't want to weld to the other panel, so I'm trying to very, very carefully do it. So this comes off, goes in where it needs to. We get our bolts in up there, locks in nice. Once this is all welded and ground and smoothed and filled, we'll never even be able to tell. So I'm gonna hurry and weld up this so we can get the welder over on the other side. So I'm gonna show you guys a sweet little montage of me welding. All right, it may not look like much, but it's fully welded. We'll get the other side welded just like this, and once it all cools, then we're gonna go through and carefully grind it all up, get that all smoothed out. This thing's coming along nice. And then we'll go over to the table and we'll weld up the actual pillar pieces themselves. All right, so I've got this side, the driver's side, all tacked on. I'm gonna hurry and grind the top flat just like before. All right, so I've got this all ground flat. We can go grab that other panel, get this B-pillar into place, and tack the top. All right, so this side's going in a lot easier than the other side. We must have done something half correct. Then we'll line it down here and get our panels tacked. Now we're gonna pull it off, finish welding the bottom, then we'll go weld these tops. So this kit, like I said, is a GenRight off-road B-pillar chop kit. So they do a super, super good job with this. Once this is all smoothed up, filled, and painted, it'll just look like it's factory. All right, so we just got some awesome packages from our friends over at Harbor Freight, and also the steering, 4-link, and some more stuff for the Bronx Star from our friends over at Barnes 4-Wheel Drive. So we got a lot of parts, so we can keep going on stuff. The front end of Fred got all the supplies now to 4-link the front end, put the ORIs in, the new shock towers, and make that thing super capable. We've got the mount for the steering on the Bronx Star, so we can get back to that soon. Let me show you guys real quick what Hillbilly's been up to. Nights, weekends, morning. Hillbilly has been working on his rock sliders. What we're gonna do is we gotta redo the upper 4-link. So we're doing the rock sliders. We're gonna do some boat sides, reposition the upper so that that front end is correct, because this was the first 4-link we ever did and we did it wrong. So we gotta redo it. But we've also got an aluminum radiator that's double as thick, aluminum, that should cool this new Ford motor that he loves so much. Got a few more things we're gonna do to that. It is just about off-road capable, but that's gonna be in another video. But check out the rest of the stuff that came. We got a big shipment from Swag Off-Road. Now, this is not sponsored. You guys let us know in the comments, emails, everything. You guys sent over and said, hey, Swag Off-Road offers a press brake that goes in to your 20-ton press. So I went on their website. Let's just say about $2,000 later, I got 8 boxes here. We're gonna put together our press brakes. We're gonna put together platform for our Bauer bandsaw. Now this is gonna make it super nice to cut our tubing and to do some crazy notches and stuff. And then we're also gonna take our Pittsburgh Harbor Freight tubing roller. We're gonna put an electric foot switch. We're gonna put the pipe threader, which is the automatic feeder. Got a bottle jack for it. This is all gonna make sense once we go to do it. So Swag Off-Road sells a kit to make your Harbor Freight tubing roller basically this awesome, indestructible, super user-friendly. I don't know what else to say other than it's gonna be awesome. We're gonna build this out. We're gonna build some press brakes right after lunch. All right, so we're gonna get this B-pillar cap welded in on our pieces. Tell Corey to speed it up. Corey, speed this up. All right, so I've got this all welded. I kept having a blowout right here. The metal's so thin, I had to follow that all the way down to here. That was basically just built up with welds. So we're gonna let that cool. I'm gonna hurry and weld up the second one, and then we're headed to lunch. All right, so now we're actually going to lunch. Got this B-pillar top all welded up, so everything's welded. We're gonna let it cool. When we come back, we've got a bunch of swag stuff to build. Sounds kind of cool, but Swag Off-Road stuff. Then we'll get this all ground up and start some bodywork. So we'll be right back.
We're trying to adjust it because we have to spot weld this inner brace to the panel first.
This is a hinge pillar.
The hinge pillar, because if you spot weld it to the bed first, you're never getting this panel on without damaging it. The tailgate's a little high than the bedside, so we're going to loosen the hinge panel, drop it down just that little bit, tighten it back up, shut the tailgate, and check it again.
Because on this, where we're changing the hinge pillar panel, me and Robby were doing one time when we had to change it and figured out if you change this, you can completely spot weld this bedside on with no plug welds. So that makes these Dodge bedsides easy when you can change these, so it's 100% spot weld back to OEM.
Okay, so now body lines are perfect.
Gaps are good and even, correct?
A little bit tighter on this side than that side, but we can shift the tailgate over.
We'll just shift it over, adjust it over. Let's get the tailgate off, clamp it, and get it spot welded.
Now we're spot welding. Fail.
Hold on, you're not on clean back here. Okay, hit it.
That bust. Now remove the clamp and finish spot welding the tail light pocket, then we'll pull the panel off.
We'll pull it off because we can't, so we can access the rest of it up here. Then we'll put it back on and finish welding the rest of it.
One thing that sucks about doing bedside panels, it's that it's a lot of on and offs.
A lot of test fitting and make sure you got it. Got to have a good clean surface to spot weld to. So you get a weld just like that. Nice, clean.
No sparks.
Resembles the factories, just perfect.
Okay, so I changed the head to the crab claw, and we call it a crab claw because it opens and closes like a crab claw. Now I'm going to use the crab claw to get the rest of these spot welds done after I prep them. Okay, I'm just going through and weld through primering all the bare metal spots on the bed where the bedside pinches. If you don't weld through primer it, it will rust very fast. So we're just trying to help prevent rust. That hinge panel is completely spot welded to the bedside. Now I just gotta double check, make sure everything's prepped out on the bed to put the bedside on. Third bedside done. Then now let's go over to paint, get prepped so we can get painted. Okay, so Robby is over painting. He asked me to carefully grind these. I hope I can do it carefully. I'm gonna have to get the belt grinder to get some of these spots because this one ain't doing it too well. So I'll just do what I can with this and then get the belt grinder. Now I can get this rest of it. Okay, I think I'm done with the belt grinder. Pretty good. Now I'll go back to, now I'll do the upper part of the pillars. Holy cow, what happened there? That's gonna be fun. Not. Starting to feel pretty good. Pretty good if you ask me. One down, one to go. Those are looking pretty good.
All right, so I've got to talk to you guys. I'm falling short. I got everything unboxed. My goal was to put all this together, build my press brakes, build my tubing roller, finish every single job I have to do. But the reality of it is this week in the body shop, I've had 3 people that are not here. So I've been painting all day. I didn't quite get enough done, but it's fine. We're gonna work on all this on another video because I gotta go work the night shift and go get some stuff painted in the body shop. All right, so the fun isn't over for us, but we got a lot of work to do in the body shop, so we're gonna go take care of that. But as always, we appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one.